One of the more interesting pitches here in Get in the Ring was Jos from Pepscope ULive. Okay, that sounds like I have no idea what you do. What does your company do?
All right, Pepscope is the company name. ULive is the test name.
ULive. That's
right. Yeah, ULive stands for urine and liver because we actually look in the urine for a diagnostic test for metastasis of colon cancer in the liver. It's a rapid test. It can be done at home. So people actually take a sample at home, send it, so they don't need to go to the hospital anymore, which is very stressful for patients and also expensive, by the way.
And what can I do that test when?
You do the test when you're unlucky at first place. So that means that when you're a colon cancer patient, the nastiest thing that can happen is that the tumor actually moves into the liver, which is
because you're dead in 2 months.
If you don't do anything, you're dead in 2 months, absolutely. So you need to detect that as soon as possible in order to be able to treat it. So these people have to go to the hospital twice a year for CT scans, ultrasounds, blood tests. Twice.
Stressful and stressful.
Right, they get remembered that they have cancer. And actually what they want is they want to stay home and they want to do home sampling, a bit of urine, send it over and have the test done, which is much more easy for him actually, and
unbelievable, less expensive.
Right, it's cheaper, and the other thing is, well, the test is 3 times as sensitive as the current test. So instead of 30% missing, we only miss, which is still a lot, but we only miss 10% at this stage, and that could be less if we continue to develop it a bit more.
And what stage is your product in? You have do you have a conceptual test, or is it already a product?
It has been tested on 150 patients, real patients, and there it was shown to be 90% sensitive. So 9 out of 10 tumors are detected, and in 9 out of 10 times, a positive signal is a real positive signal, which is for a diagnostic test at this level very good. We need to develop it on another 250 patients, which is very
before it is acceptable to as a test.
Right, before that's called a power, which means the power is good enough to be able to sell it as a diagnostic test. That's true.
So, how much money do you need to develop that test?
We need about $1 million. That's $500,000 for further diagnostic development, 250,000 for setting up the service sites where the test will be run. In the Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, UK for starters. And third, we need 250,000 euros for the marketing and sales.
Okay. So, and if you do that, what is the potential for this test?
Well, the market in Europe is 120 million euros, which is, of course, a lot because there's 400,000 new patients every year. On the other hand, if you're realistic, you might be able to get like 10%, and if you do it very well, 20%, and that would translate into 12 to 24 million euros a year.
Because every test is how much?
We think about a very modest price level, actually. We think to price this test at 100 to 150 euros a test, which is 300 euros a patient per year, which would be actually very competitive as compared to the standard of care right now. And that is
because now, how much is it now?
If you look at a CT scan or an ultrasound, that would be 200 to 300 euros on its own, without even visiting the hospital.
So, okay. And also the price of the test can be, how much is the production cost after you have the whole system up? What is your gross margin?
The margin we set actually at a modest level, which is around 30%.
So it basically takes €80 to get the test developed?
At this point, but we can develop it one step further. And then it would be cheaper, but at this point it's a service which is run at an expensive piece of equipment in an expensive lab, which takes about 80 euros to do. Yeah.
You want $1 million? What kind of pre-valuation are you thinking about?
We're thinking about 30% of the company for $1 million, which would valuate it into $3 million at this point.
How long have you been working on it?
The Erasmus MC has been working on this for 2.5 years.
2.5 years. And how many people in the company?
In the company there's 4 people. 2 scientists. I have a business partner that is very experienced in scale-up. He's from the electronics industry. And myself, I've been doing biotech business development for 14 years, 23 years of development in biotech.
Okay. So the Erasmus has been working on that. Are they a shareholder of your company?
They give us a license.
Okay. So they get money for the test too in the end?
That's the idea. Yeah.
So $1 million, you are sales. You don't have any revenue yet. How did you get to that number?
That is
$1 million for 30%.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing, of course, because it's biotech, so there's a lot of investment involved already before. The reason that I'm standing here is that because maybe 1.5 million has already been spent in terms of research.
$1.5 million has been spent. That's a good number. Okay, thank you very much. Good luck. www.
Pepscope.com.
And ULive.com?
No, not yet.
Good, thank you.